Hello and welcome to Stocks Advisor channel. Here at our channel we are looking for interesting buy opportunities for US based stocks and also for stocks that drag a lot of attention during the latest trading sessions, and this is the case for IBIO Incorporated today. EBIU is actually a stock that shows unbelievable behavior in after COVID situation, because immediately after the COVID started engaging, they announced to start developing the vaccine, and this caused enormous jumps here. So you can see that this actually 52 weeks range trade is from 5 cents to 7.20 plus. So it's incredible changes, almost like more than 100 times. And indeed, after being in around 25-30 cents area, it jumped really incredibly in the beginning of March towards a level of almost $3, and then having all these waves up and down. It actually was following moving average 20 and 50 as support lines, and all based on COVID news expectation. And we must say actually that their vaccine overall was showing some let's say reasonable response to, so was causing some reasonable response for immune system, and these news actually drive the price up and up. But now what's happening here is really dramatic. After having the top maximum in July 20ish and being extremely oversold in RSI area, now the stock was slowly descending, so it was just relaxing and doing normal correction towards moving average 20, here the green line. But then last two trading sessions especially, and actually last several trading sessions, it really dropped dramatically from 452 towards now it's almost 276 areas. So it's incredible dramatic drop. And the question is, of course, many people asks, what happened, what's going on, and what's the future for this stock? And that's why we're making this video today. So it's not really about the buy or sell, but it's to explain what's happening. And here you need to understand two things for the EBIU. First is general situation about the company. So you need to know what the company is and what's its market capacity and actually research capacities. Secondly, what is the product they're providing? So it's COVID vaccine for the moment. And thirdly, it's what's the general situation in the market and where EBIU is going. So let's start first from the company itself. Well, before the COVID, before this famous jump at the beginning of March, this was truly penny stock. It was really penny stock with incredibly low market capacity. So current market capacity, according to open data, is about 300-400 millions. So it's also not that high for company developing the vaccine. It's just enough for lab work. And though the market capacity was constantly growing because of actual stock price, but it doesn't mean that the finance for development is growing, and that company is actually dependent on that as well. But nevertheless, it was stably growing, and even yesterday, you can see in the news they announced that their vaccine is providing some, let's say, immune response, meaning that in animal study there were immune system activation, the titers were seen. So it means that especially mice were able to develop some immune response, and it was increasing. Titers were increasing even up to 42 days. So titers are actually a special measure of amount of antibodies in your blood system, which you can actually use kind of a concentration parameter. So the higher the titers are, the better the immune system is prepared for the COVID attack. But what is important here, that it was not very strong titers formation. It was just observed, meaning that there is some immune response, some immunization, but it's nothing really super strong. Otherwise, the stock will just go high and they will already move to direct clinical studies and finalization and most probably buy out, because such a small capacity company is just physically incapable to produce those vaccines especially on incredibly highest in history actually demand for drugs. Even biggest pharma companies are incapable immediately to fulfill the capacity of production. And in that sense, EBIO is actually just lab company, you can say. Second moment, and this is about what's going on now, is actually why these days we see drop, is that today Russia announced that they actually officially finished development of their COVID vaccine. And this caused many COVID, especially small company stocks to decline. But funny enough, also some gold trading stocks to decline and gold price to decline, because when the COVID was developing, many traders were moving from actually kind of liquid and stocks assets to some solid assets like gold and metals. And now once the vaccine information is there, like it's developed, it means that economy will again start boosting. So everyone is going to more liquid assets like stocks and derivatives and leaving the gold. So gold price goes down therefore these days and today. But again, this is some non-linear effects of the COVID vaccine. But what happened then to EBIO, since their vaccine was not finally developed, and there are positive news, but these are not solid positive news, it means that especially with this incredibly small market capacity on this boosted price, you can only imagine what was market capacity here in March. You can just quickly calculate it yourself, but look, historically it was incredibly small. So it means that company might completely return, or the fear is that it will completely return to initial situation, because if vaccines are there, also another big pharmas are speaking that they are already in final stages for vaccine. If EBIO is not there with its vaccine, the company is just doomed. This is very simple, you need to understand it. So there is no limit to go for it to go down. And this is general situation. So the more bigger companies will announce about vaccine, the more big countries will announce about their vaccines development, it will just kill small companies like EBIO working on vaccines, because this is their only hope, and that's the driver of the price. You need to clearly understand this. This is kind of a general fundamental thing, which is beyond financial or stocks analysis, so not many traders take it into account, but that's what drives the price here. You need to clearly understand this. Secondly, let's speak about the momentum, so where we are going with this stock. I am consciously not speaking about MADC parameters because it's useless here on these enormous volatilities, as well as I'm not talking about RSI because, well, it's of course definitely declining towards oversold, and will go very low because it's not technical, it's just the drop on bad news and bad expectations of the company. But okay, momentarily, what can happen here with EBIO? Well, will the price go even further? Well, now it's purely market manipulation, especially given that it's a very small market capacity company. It cannot immediately provide any means, any good news to beat those news that Russia and other big finalized its COVID vaccine, and big companies are in finalization stage. So EBIO is behind this run. And most probably traders, especially with help of shorts of bears, will leave the EBIO, and the price will go down. Although because today was significant drop, it might be the short restriction imposed for tomorrow, for example, but nevertheless, yeah, it will be, first of all, enormous volatility game here. So if you try casino style, you try volatility right there, okay, you can take the chance. But overall, if you are really like a chart analysis and technical trader, it's not really good company to be in for the moment. And therefore, here the advice is just to leave and sell, because there is no bottom, and any line you draw as a support line here, it's really difficult to say that it will hold well today. Of course, technically, we experienced some support at these levels. Even moving average 50 here didn't really work as complete support, so it was just these two that worked. The very pre-COVID jump wave, and also this one. It mainly was volume support rather than the price support, because these volumes worked here as supports actually. And then speaking of volumes, if you look, another volumes opportunities are only here and here, meaning that further supports lines could be at these levels. This unit clearly distinguishes that supports can be price driven and volume driven, and here it's purely like volume driven, so this would be another support line. And then this one make it another one which also coincides will coincide that moment with moving average 200, so bringing us again the classical decline towards moving average 200 most probably. And this means that we can go all the way down here. Not necessarily we will, but we can, because chart analysis, if it will work here, that's what it proposes. So there will be volatility battles probably on these levels, and some volatility reversal here, but it won't be any solid reversal. So until any solid news comes on the vaccine finalization or moving to another stage, there will be no major reversal, only volatility games. Therefore, it's very risky stock. But if you like risky games, as I said, you are the boss, you can try. At least now you understand what's going on. It's purely driven by general information, general things that are out of control for EBIO, and therefore, yeah, it's really not technical analysis. It's purely like general news and the let's say the finalization of the vaccine, because all this price was boosted due to vaccine here, and if it's not ready in time, of course, as a big balloon, it should also go down. But okay, maybe let's not be that dramatic. As we said, some fights will be on these green lines. They will work as technical supports, mainly as a volume supports, as we just discussed. That was it for EBIO. Good luck with it. Be very careful. Very volatile, risky, but of course also with its opportunities. Thank you for watching, and do not forget to subscribe to our channel.